Justin Turner had a nice finish to last season, which ended up earning him a 1-year, $6 million contract with the Chicago Cubs. He wanted to stay in the Pacific Northwest. He loved the vibes there. Obviously, he loved watching that pitching staff. He connected with the fans, and he played well. He hit well there, AJ. He unloaded on really ownership there to Bob Nightingale. So there's an article out now, and there are so many good quotes. Wait. So I'm not the only one that goes after Mariners ownership? Okay, good. Just checking, just making sure that there are other humans that think this situation is absurd and the most frustrating in baseball right now. So you're seeing some on the screen. I'll read a few for you, and then we'll get thoughts from our players. Quote, the fact that they missed the playoffs by one game and didn't go out and add an impact bat or two when you have the best pitching staff in baseball just seems absurd to me. Honestly, as much as I wanted to be back there, if I was the only piece they brought back in, I would be saying the same thing. What the hell are we doing? Are you trying? There's not going to be a better time to go for it, so I don't know what they're doing. I'm very confused. It's a head scratcher for me, and I'm just taking more and more quotes here. These were lines that are mixed throughout the article. JT said, I told them several times this offseason, you have a unicorn of a pitching staff. This might be the best 5 starting pitchers in the history of the game. That can be debated, but still, this is 149 of 162 starts that last year from 5 guys, AJ, with a 3.40 ERA. JT said, I thought Pete Alonso would be a slam dunk. How could you not go after him? He goes, are you kidding me? And then I'll finish with this. He said he thinks that Jerry Dipoto catches a bad rap for a lot of the trades and how crazy some of the trades have been. But he said, being a part of it, I kind of understand. He doesn't have any money to spend, so he's got to create money. Like, okay, is it really Jerry's fault? And he alluded to the Kendall Graveman trade a few years back, and he's going, I'm thinking, what in the world is this trade? But he said you probably need to trade guys during that season just to be able to spend money in the next off season, which is nuts.
You know what the best part of this article was? Besides all the quotes, but this quote stands out to me more than anything. As much as I wanted to be back there, and if I was the only piece they brought back in, I would be saying the same thing. What the hell are we doing? Are you trying? That's a veteran guy knowing where he's at in his career and understanding he wanted to be back there. And yes, could he help that team win, he thinks? Absolutely. But what does he think? They need more. They need more offense. They need more power. They need more speed. They need more just everything on the offensive side of the ball. And so for him to be that self-conscious and self-aware to say with that and then to back it up with these other quotes, incredible interview. And by the way, my hat is on backwards, but I'm going to tip my hat to you, Justin Turner, for saying what Scott Braun has been saying for almost 2 years now. Way to go, JT. Way to go. Way to just say what you feel and say it with your chest, as Kratz says. Awesome interview and great job by Bob and by Justin Turner.
I mean, I feel like JT must be watching the show because everything he said is exactly what we've been saying on this show. I also think that Mariners pitching staff has an easy slam dunk t-shirt. Every pitcher gets a t-shirt with a Mariners symbol and a unicorn on it. Like I feel like when a guy says this, I want to hit on what AJ said about the fact that he's like, what are we doing? If I'm the only person, doesn't mean Justin Turner doesn't think he's a good player. It just means that they have an opportunity that they have squandered, and another offseason has gone by where they squandered it again.
I want to just clear this part up too. Most players apparently were asked about it. They shrugged it off. JP Crawford said, that's not our job. I know the fans are mad at certain people, but they're taking it out on all of the players. I don't really get that. Nobody is taking it out on the players. I just want to make that clear. JT is right. Pete Alonso, oh my gosh. Add him to that mix when they needed a first baseman. Of course, that would have been awesome. They're not spending anywhere close to that. That's why the last couple off seasons, when fans are sending us ideas for who the Mariners can acquire, 95% of them, I'm like, they're not spending like that. Their ownership has made it clear. It's insane, right? We're talking about 2 different cases here. I mean, we're talking in Phillies camp today where they go all out. John Middleton is one of really the dream owners in our game. And then John Stanton, who's the owner of the Mariners, the majority owner or whatever, he's the control guy. I mean, he just doesn't care. And props to JT because he's in that point in his career. But Kratch, just echo what I said, please, if you agree. Nobody's going after Mariners players. Sure, there might be some frustration, and last year that they're not hitting as well. But Mariners fans are are pissed at one place, right? And that's ownership / some front office. They are not mad at the players. I mean, that's a superstar cast of starters. He gave a ton of credit to Cal Raleigh too, and how damn good he is in the game as well.
And I think some ownership would probably say, well, one player doesn't win you a championship. You're right. One player doesn't. But the 5 dudes you have in your starting rotation and the bullpen that you just keep churning over, and it's the same dudes that are just legit lights out, they do win you a championship. And you already have studs up the middle, Cal Raleigh, J.P. Crawford, and Julio Rodriguez, all up the middle. You did a good job. Just supplement it. Nobody's mad at the players. Yes, you want them to do better, but that's just when you look at the scoreboard and you see them hitting 210. You're mad at ownership. The ownership is where the anger is at, and it should be. And to me, I think it's a travesty that 2 years ago they got an all-star game and they don't spend. Like, it should be some type of mandate. Like, hey, you want an all-star game? You got to show us you're trying to put a competitive team on the field, not just, oh, well, your name came up on the wheel of haven't had an all-star game for a while, so that's what we'll give it to you. No, I think there should be just more things tied to competition, competitiveness.
Yeah. Middle of the pack payroll, about 150-ish mil. Nobody's asking you to have 200 plus every year, but these are the years that you should have done it. You would have made more money if you won a World Series.
Oh, forever.
So frustrating.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.